Hey, it's April 8th, 2020. What is today? Is it Wednesday or, Carol, what is today? Yeah, it's Wednesday. I just talked to my mom. I'm going through the email list again, see, and I get out of office notices, and I went through 2 email lists. This is very, very important. Everybody, please listen to this. I'm sorry to be kind of in my house clothes again, but as always, crime in progress. Everyone, you have to watch this. Please, Suzanne Valines called my mother. It's right now, it's 5:48 p.m. in mid-afternoon. And last night I went through the whole Wake County Public Defender's and DA's office. Every single person in the Wake County Public Defender's and DA's office. And then this morning, I've already gone through all the FBI email lists relatively recently. I've done all the international police. I've done all the state police. But the 2 I have trouble with are probably, I also went through the Superior Courts, the Senate, or the state Congress, newspapers. But anyway, the ones that I have trouble with is the NYPD. Today I went through the NYPD list again. And once again, as I noted, and then last night I went through the DA's office and the public defender's office. And this afternoon, my mother just called Suzanne Valines. This woman she was there through this lady, she was there throughout the whole thing. This woman is a accomplice in this crime. The fact that this crime is still going on to such a horrific extent, I didn't really interact with this woman. She's in there with these men. I'm actually not sure how to say, I don't know if this really, she's in this area with, a bunch of, usually the people are drug addicts and everything else. I did not actually talk to her. I think I talked to her once in person. She is, if she's going to make herself an accomplice, she can. She's just simply a probation officer in Carroll County. I spoke to her husband or her brother. I'm not sure which it is. But anyway, she called my mother and told my mother that I had been picked up. The local Cary Police called her and said that they had picked me up and did they want me back for outstanding warrants for probation. So obviously somebody called our completely insane local police out of either the Wake County DA and Public Defender's Office or the NYPD that I went through today. What the problem with the NYPD is, I have no idea. I guess they just can't understand from this. I got one rather threatening and heckling email back. What part of this, when you look at this, would you think this is especially since they've also been watching it for 2.5 years now, right? Or actually they've been watching it for 1.5 years, and everybody else has been watching this for 4 years that's even getting it. And then of course all the emails are blocked again now that I was sending it out from. This has to end. But she told my mother that I had been picked up and that I was in the Wake County Detention Center and that somebody had called them and said, do they want me sent back or not, since I'd missed my probation office visits. This is 10 years ago. I could not be the more victim of a higher crime here. And, and you're looking at this as this is my life as this completely nice, ordinary, innocent, law-abiding, sober, sane, clean-cut woman. Everyone called this woman and she said, no, we want her released. She told my mother I had been picked up and she was worried about the dog, because she knows I have a dog. And she said, but I'm going to have to stay on probation till April 12th, 2021. And she's Agent Valines and her number but they're going to pick me back up is what it said, is that they're going to pick me back up. Yeah, because because 10 years ago, meth junkies attacked me. And I limp-wristedly did a pocket knife around at their ankles, and then this guy committed all this crime here and falsified all this evidence, but none of that crime matters at all. It's, no one's jurisdiction. It's not the state of Arkansas's jurisdiction. It's only theirs who committed the crime. I think should be the local FBI, and then corruption Judicial Watch. With law enforcement, which would be probably the state boards that would go through the state federal courts. Overall, it would be yeah, it would be state to prosecute their own, I mean, like if a police officer or a judge, the judge, I don't know what, we don't need a terrible analogy of something. What could a judge do? Nothing good. No, he went crazy and he committed a crime. Maybe turns out he has a brain tumor or something. So the judge develops some kind of crazy something and eats a Girl Scout. Well, goodness. Oh. Because that is the level of what is going on when you look at the computer. I don't know who this is, but there is this obviously a whole world of corruption going on. Somebody is absolutely a retarded man. Someone is a violently sex offending retarded man. And the stuff that is been marked, the stuff that's been marked, it's just sort of amazing that these people would make themselves accomplices. It's amazing this is still going on to the horrific extent it is, that they're still threatening their victims, that these absolute freaks are doing this. I mean, it couldn't be a more ridiculous situation. It couldn't be a more proven crime. But this is, as of now, I've been told that they actually called my mother and said that the Cary police had picked me up. And that they told them, they said something about, would you like us to hold her at the Wake County Detention Center? I think because the local police, that guy needs to be removed. The fact that these animal monsters are offending to this high extent, this crime here is the highest crime, as high a crime as possible. And I'm sitting here around the house clothes as a completely ordinary person. These are some pretty horrifically high crimes, and these guys just go right back to trying to do God knows what to me here. But they actually told my mother, no, Lauren's been picked up and she's at the Wake County Detention Center. I haven't been picked up. I'm in my house. So obviously they're probably outside waiting for me again. I don't know what their major malfunction is with the New York State Police. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to send this evidence out to New York State Police. But apparently, I guess somebody always calls over from the New York State Police. The New York State Police, I get emails back there that are threatening. I cannot imagine every single person that is in, I've done enough research that every single person who's in law enforcement works in a law court. There's this whole world of just scary, corrupt subterfuge that is just bizarre. It's like a shell game of language, of jurisdiction, of, the guys that are moving around really seem to be really, really corrupt. Unbelievably, and threatening, and will offend. And no, we can. It's because we can offend, we will. So don't push it in any way. And you can be as polite and as nice and as innocent and as normal and as sober. Like I said, again, we're in my house clothes and sitting around the house. I was going to walk up to the store, but I guess I won't. I don't say that because I'll be waiting for you out on your greenway. I can be a nicer, more innocent, normal person. You see all the facts of the case here. Anybody in law enforcement knows, just glancing at this. I've done enough research. I've talked to people there. There's no way they don't know that's falsified evidence. It supports everything I said. I get stuff on the internet that's actually been signed and marked, and I link the accounts. It's exactly like I'm describing by way of stalking. It matches the falsified evidence. I could not imagine, but apparently there's somebody out there that does, there it is, as to nobody's stalking you. There it is. And look, it matches that. We know that. So they all know, and yet they're still just with malice, with intent, trying to kill me because that's how evil, that's how criminal, that's how corrupt this is. So right as of now, according to this lady, I'm in the Wake County Detention Center. So the police are going to be waiting outside for me. I know this. It is April 8th. Everybody do something. The fact that this is still going on. FBI, get down here, put a warrant out for the local police chiefs. Everybody in the FBI, everybody a higher authority, call the local police and tell him, what the hell are you doing? Call the Suzanne Valines woman. Her name is Agent Valines, 870-654-5218. Ask her who she thinks. If she turns out to be one of these really bizarre, ideologically reliable offenders, like I said, I don't even think I talked to this woman once in person, like maybe once in court, because she's always in their courts. She can tell you who probably she thinks is the male offender here. If she wants to go along and be, an ideological, reliable offender, she can tell you probably what is going on here a little bit. She can tell you maybe which judge it is, that kind of thing, because she's just a probation officer, but she's in and out of the courts all the time. But her name is Agent. But if she wants to be, I'm supposed to call her now. They all have to, like, you go down to our probation office, they all have to me, she seems a little saner. She seems like maybe but these people really are monsters. We can see if they simply have to do what they're told. See if you can get her to tell you as much, no, this is the guy, okay? Call all the court numbers in Carroll County. Everyone, call Carroll County now. See if she can get you to which police officer. Of course, it might be whoever this might be, whatever this might be. Or she might be one of these horrible, ideologically reliable people. For this, she probably is, but I don't really know. But you call, her number's 870, but like you've talked to on the phone, with just the bizarre behavior. Like they look at this falsified evidence, like a police officer for gun control safety in New York never send this back, like really threatening, not just like, oh, well, I'll call and ask the local police. Don't do that. Why wouldn't, I can see doing that, not aware of the level of corruption you can have going on. Because and that would just be the thing to do. But no, it's both threatening back and everything else. The local police chief does not like this. He does not like it reported to every time I do with the NYPD. So that's basically what's going on. But she told my mom I'm in custody right now, as of April 8th, 2020. And her number, I'm going to list it, 870-654-5218. It's Agent Valines. She seems a little bit like the woman in Fargo, but they do some really evil stuff, or they just do stuff that's really, really weird, and she watches it all go by. So it's 870-654-5218. And her name is Suzanne Valines. And I talked to her, either husband or brother of Mr. Valines, that was within like a couple years age group of her. And my father and I told him, of course, the same meth junkies, meth junkies, and they're up to their eyeballs in meth junkies. You should see the Ozarks. It's unbelievable. The crackheads that come in. And this couldn't be more the case. This couldn't be more falsified evidence. But if everybody could please, the fact that this warrant isn't completely overturned, the fact that this case isn't completely overturned, the fact that the absolutely disgusting, monstrous, foul, it's one of the judges, it's like the BTK killer, and then it's whoever this retarded man is that's so sex offending. I'm telling you, and the BTK killer is justice. It's in this whole, there is a world of this just noxious crap, that is as described. And the BTK killer is very well aware of his own offending, of course. But I think it's a 2 men, maybe 3, an accomplice situation. When it comes out of the fact that you have in corrections where you just have things, lose all hope, ye who enter here, and you have males and females that are, in kind of rings together of this stuff. So that is what the situation was when I walked in on it. There are also these county corner houses like money, but this appears to be about like a lot of sex offending and things like that, and a lot of weird stuff. But as I documented, it has nothing to do with me. The fact that they're calling my mother right now and saying I'm already in the Wake County Detention Center. They apparently told the police officer we don't really want to hold her because we've got this coronavirus and we're letting some of our people go. But as soon as the coronavirus scare passes, yes, we want her picked up. So if everybody could please call right now. This is kind of hurried because in case somebody happens, I'll upload an update where I upload an update later. As of now, it's 6:01. I don't know what the hell the thing is with the New York Police. But apparently that sets these guys off. So if everybody, could you please, 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 please do something that help. As of now, I'm in the Wake County Detention Center, according to Miss Suzanne Valines, who's one of their head probation officers in Carroll County. And you need to, as of now, like, turn this over completely. The fact that this crime is still going on, and the fact that I'm still being threatened, the fact that the local police and the local courts won't quit with this. I mean, it's so absolutely, everybody with law enforcement experience knows this evidence is falsified, and here I've documented, I've caught enough stuff on the internet where it's, this man with like those forwarded emails. Of course, you can tell those are falsified and by a male sex offender, which is exactly what the poor woman is saying. I mean, somebody's so, a retarded, schizoidally retarded or something like that is what it looks like. And then here I said I'm getting stalked on the internet, and then here, Mr. somebody, Mr. Rondo says the exact same thing, and then all this abadi-babadoo stuff. I mean, and then of course everybody knows the evidence is falsified, but yeah, we're going to pick them up for you. Out of control. Everybody, for the love of God, do something to help. Oh, everybody call all at once again. Everybody call Carroll County. Anybody in a higher authority, that like is a higher level officer throughout in government, Department of Justice, throughout FBI, call the local police and tell him you have got to stop, or, demand his resignation. Whoever is responsible to investigate, please, for the love of God, help. Thank you very much. I'll update in about an hour.